Well, hey everybody, welcome to Tech with That Tech Pastor. It's Justin Lester, and I'm so glad you guys are tuned in with us again. Today, I thought we'd try something a little unique, a little bit different. I wanted to do something like this. I went into my ChatGPT and I asked the question. I said, if there are 5 things you want people to know how to use you well, what would you tell them? How would you teach them? And the conversation got a little weird. And I want to have the conversation with you because I think one of the things with the advent of ChatGPT 5 and whatever else is coming next, as we look forward to AGI, which is coming really soon. How can we use ChatGPT perfectly? So there's no longer 5 different models to choose from because you only get ChatGPT 5 to choose from. You're making images everywhere. You don't have to worry about for many high. Your code is in there. Like everything is built into one model now. And that all changed when ChatGPT went overhauled. So I asked ChatGPT, what are the 5 things you want people to do? And ask you, you know what the first thing it said to me? Well, you'll learn today in our podcast today. As we get into our time together, don't forget that like button, smash that subscribe button, make it do backflips. You guys already know the drill. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're on Spotify, iTunes, whatever it is, be sure you are tuned into our podcast. Let's have some fun. Welcome to Tech with That Tech Pastor. Today, all about what ChatGPT wants us to know about ChatGPT to use it properly. That rhymed. Let's get it. So first of all, point number 1, it's going to give us a cheat codes. Point number 1, the first thing ChatGPT wanted me to know how to use it properly as it continues to evolve is the first thing you type sets the whole game. So if you give it, tell me about marketing, you'll get a boring marketing 101 answer. For example, that's why I can't stand preachers who use it to preach. If you ask it to write a sermon, it's going to give you the most basic thing that it can find. It's the most popular thing. Think about it. If you always want the most popular thing, is it always the right thing? That's not necessarily. So if you ask it for a basic marketing response, a basic preaching response, that's what you're going to get. But if you say, you're my marketing strategist, offer me sustainable coffee brand targeting millennials, give me a 3-month social media plan with daily post ideas and simple captions, now it's pausing. It's thinking differently. Because it's thinking like a marketing strategist. So now it's not only going to research marketing, it's going to research strategy, it's going to research culture, it's going to research coffee, it's going to research sustainability, it's going to research scalability, it's going to think about social media, it's going to think about all the tools that coffee would get on that work with social media, it's going to think about the people you're trying to reach, it's going to do all of that, and now you're cooking. Because the first instruction tells it the role, who you're talking to, what the goal is, and the format, and ChatGPT can work magic with good bones. Number 2. The second thing ChatGPT wanted me to make sure we all knew is context is currency. So imagine meeting someone for the first time, you never talked to them before, and you tell them, write my autobiography. And they don't know anything about you, right? If you go into your chat and it doesn't know anything about you, you're wasting your time. So if you tell it, if you tell it your industry and your audience and your style and your preferred tools and even your deadlines, the answer jumps from a generic tone to a good one. So think about it like this. If you go into your chat and you make sure you tell it, hey, listen, this is the group I'm always talking to, but always ask me before you write something. These are the tools I prefer to use if I am using something, if I'm going to stack something. My deadlines, my busiest day of the week is normally this week. My lightest day of the week is normally this week. This is what my week format normally looks like. This is what my industry is. That changes everything. That's why I always challenge people when you're using chat, always tell it to ask you 3 questions before it responds, because context is your currency. The more you give it, the better your returns are going to be. All right. Number 3, stop treating ChatGPT or Claude like Google. It's not Google, right? It's not here so you can dump a list of links. It gives you answers. Now, in the answers, it gives you sources. But it's not just a list of links. That means that your AI tools can summarize, it can draft, it can role play, it can edit, it can plan, it can teach, it can write speeches, it can make PowerPoints, and we can do so much stuff. But if all you want is links, you need to go back to Google. So if you want to research, you're going to get research. You're not going to get the links. You're going to get summaries of where it's at. So now the challenge for you is how you prompt that research. So if you want the top 5 articles on remote work trends, then tell it that. And tell it not only the top 5 trends, but then 3 ways your business can apply it and 3 trends your business can see so that it can make money off of what it finds. Now you're making AI work for you. Number 4, iteration is the secret sauce. Here's what you don't see. The first answer is not the best answer, right? The first answer in your chat is just the starting draft for your chat. So when you tell it to make your first answer funnier, or you tell it to make your first answer add a sports analogy or turn this into bullet points, you're sharpening it. You're teaching it what funny means to you. You're teaching it what short form answers mean to you. Because the people who win with AI don't stop at round one. The people who win with AI have prompted and prompted and prompted and reminded and followed up and uploaded and sent things and uploaded and sent things and then found the answer that fit them perfectly instead of just the answer they received. This is not a rush job tool. And one of the poorest things I've seen so far is that people have used AI as a rush job tool. It's not a rush job tool. It's a way that can help you as an assistant fit them perfectly. So think about your secretary. Think about your coworkers. You don't just take the first iteration, like you ideate in the staff meeting, but you don't take that first thought in the staff meeting and go put $1 million behind it. You take the first thought in the staff meeting, now you're going to HR, now you're going to the team, now you're going to marketing, now you come back to the leader, now you're following up with the meeting. The same thing you do with ChatGPT, same thing you do with Claude. You're thinking, and then you follow up. And then you go to the leader, and then you follow up, and then you go to this person. There's constant follow-up, constant engagement to make it the best it possibly can be. Lastly, point number 5, you can learn within a conversation. Now, your chat will not remember your life story between chats. It won't. Unless you have it memory. If you have memory set up or you've paid versions of things, you get memory. But inside one conversation, it can adapt. So if you want to keep the conversation going and save your conversations, adapt and see your preferences on the fly. I would challenge you to tell it to commit certain things to memory, because if you don't like something it says, you can literally say, go back earlier in our chat and reference it. If you want it not to be formal, or if you want it to be formal, if you want to change the tone midway, all of that. Now, I would highly suggest getting memories onto your chat, because the more you have memories, the more you can say, hey, reference our memory, reference our past conversation, reference our conversations on this day. How was I feeling on this day last year? Now it'll help you, because now it can remember and search its memories and go. But if you don't have some paid version, it doesn't have memory. So then I would keep things in longer chats, so you can always re-reference things in your chat, right? Those are my 5 major points. Here's another thing. I want to just give you some random stuff I'm thinking about. Garbage in, garbage out. You hear me say this all the time. Vague, sloppy, non-put together prompts with no direction, you're going to get crap back. Intentional prompts, you're going to get some really good things back. So treat your prompts like you're briefing an actual human expert on what you do, because you wouldn't email your lawyer saying, help me. You email your lawyer saying, hey, listen, here's the problem, here's the constraints, and here's what you desire as the outcome. Where are we on this? And hopefully this is not a situation you're in. And then the last thing I'm going to tell you, you're allowed to be weird. This is your stuff. Some of the best work I've ever gotten has come from the most random stuff. Like, think about it like this. Write a press release on Shakespeare using Red Bull. Random. But it's creative. Or teach me to use SEO or GSO with NBA metaphors. Or plan a birthday party for my cat, but make it sound like a Fortune 500 product launch. Like, it sounds silly, right? But think about the creativity, because the more creative you get, the more creative your output. I think many of us are only using 1 to 2 or maybe 3% of the power of a lot of these large language models. They've been trained on tons of data, and the internet is its oyster. Do more than make funny cat videos, and do more than, hey, plan this birthday party for my 5-year-old. Plan your birthday party for your 5-year-old like a Fortune 500 startup using NBA metaphors the entire way. How interesting would that be? All right. So that's my thing. Here's my action plan for you based upon this today. ChatGPT, when I asked it to tell me how to use ChatGPT if I were telling it to a 5-year-old, it said these things. So here's my challenge to you. Get your role, context, and format together. Iterate and don't abandon, and then be as creative as possible. If you try these 3 things today, I guarantee you'll see better results immediately. And the challenge, take one thing you've been putting off on AI and try it out. Like, try something creative, try something funny, try something silly, try something stupid, try something. And I promise you'll be surprised at what you get back, because these things are waiting to work for you. Make AI your assistant. Play with the models, play with the memories, play with the channels, play with the chats, play with all of it. And the way I love to put it, you have your foundation model and you have your layer, and you have your application layer. Pay for your foundation. Don't pay for your application layer. Pay for the foundation layer, your ChatGPTs, your Geminis, your Claudes, your DeepSeeks, your Groks, your Metas, your Hugging Faces, all the stuff on your Hugging Face, open source. Pay for that. Don't pay for the top. And I promise you have something good. All right, come back next week. Tech with that Tech Pastor. So glad you guys are tuned in. Like, subscribe, make that button do backflips. Peace.